Alright people, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever is applicable as per your time zones. So we will be continuing with so we will be continuing with the ray optics problems, and in these ray optics problems we are going to discuss some complicated problems which will be important from your board perspective as well as from the mostly from the competition perspective. Okay, so here we have a situation wherein we have a mirror, basically a mirror which is kept at a slanting position, and this is, let's say, an object which is kept at, this is basically an object which is kept at a point O. This object is kept at a point O. Let's say this is mirror M dash. Okay, this object, let's say a person is walking along the line AB. A person is basically walking along the line AB. Okay, so what we need to understand here is this MOP is perpendicular to AB. This MOP is basically perpendicular to OB. So AB, and this MM dash is making an angle of 60 degree with MOP. So MM dash is making an angle of 60 degrees with MOP, and MOP is perpendicular to AB. MOP is perpendicular to AB. So now we need to find out, let me just make some adjustments here. Okay, so we need to find out the distance. We need to find out the distance AB traveled. Let me write this here from here. The distance AB, distance traveled by a person along AB or BA, so that he can see the image of object O, so that he can see the image of the object O. Okay, so let's consider this here. So a ray from O travels, let's say, in this direction, and this is obviously perpendicular. The ray from O is traveling all the way up to M. So after refraction, so let's say I draw a perpendicular here, because in order to have an understanding of what will be the angle of reflection, we need to have a perpendicular which is drawn. A perpendicular is drawn at point M dash on the mirror MM dash. So what will happen is this will be a reflection. So this is the incident ray and this will be the reflected ray. So let's say this is 60, this is 90, obviously this will be 30, this will be 30, so this will be obviously how much? This will be obviously 60 degrees. Okay, so now there is a reflection which is happening here, and this angle obviously will be how much? This angle will be 60 degrees. This angle will be 60 degrees. Okay, we will just extend this beyond, because we will obviously get a virtual image of the object. It's a plane mirror. So if I happen to extend this beyond, this is the reflected ray. Okay, this is the reflected ray which is extended beyond. Now if I happen to drop a perpendicular from M dash to this AB surface, let's say I have dropped a perpendicular here, so this will be perpendicular. So obviously this angle is 60 degree and this is 90. This entire angle, that is, let's say XM dash O is 90, out of which let's say we take this as A dash. XM dash A dash, how much will this be? So this is basically 60, this is 90, so obviously this will be 30 degrees. See again, this angle entirely is 60, and out of which this angle is 90. So if I subtract this 90 and this is 60, so this will obviously be 30. Okay, because on this one this is 90, so this will be 30 degrees. Okay, now Okay, now we'll come to this one. Now we'll come to this one. Let's say this is the reflected, this is the incident ray which is falling here. So obviously if I draw another perpendicular here, if I draw another perpendicular here, if I draw a perpendicular on this surface, so this will be basically making an angle of 30 degrees, and simultaneously there will be another ray, reflected ray, after passing through this. The reflected ray will be somewhere here, and this will also be making an angle of 30 degrees with the normal. If I happen to extend this ray, if I happen to extend this ray backwards, this will meet somewhere here, this will meet somewhere here. So this is basically how we will represent the entire thing. Okay, now obviously this will be 30. Now we have to calculate this entire distance. Let's say from B to A dash, or let's just for simplicity keep it as A only. Okay, so now let's look at it. Okay, what has been given here is that this M is at a distance of 2D from P. What has also been given here is that the length of this mirror is L, and this L is equal to 2D, and the point O is at a distance of D from the M position of the mirror. The point object O is at a distance of D from the mirror. Okay, this distance is basically L, which is also known as 2D. This distance is L, which is also known as 2D. So we have to basically calculate the distance AB. So in triangle AMX, AM-X, we can say that AX upon M-X is equal to tan of 30. Simple trigonometric. So tan of 30 gives you 1 by under root 3. AX, this will be into M-X. Now look at what is M-X. This will be 2D minus D. So M-X will be D by under root 3. So AX here becomes D by under root 3. AX becomes D by under root 3. So let's say this is equation 1. How do we find out this value? Okay, so in triangle M dash O M dash, M dash O M, okay, M dash O M, O M dash by M dash, O M dash by M dash. This is going to be sine 60. Sine 60 gives you a value of under root 3 by 2. So O M dash is going to be this multiplied by M dash. Now M dash we know is L. M dash is known to us as L, and L is how much? 2D. So this will be under root 3 by 2 into 2D, which will give us O M dash as under root 3D. O M dash as under root 3D. Okay. So this will be basically equal to what? Now O M dash obviously will be equal to XP. We know that this is basically forming a rectangle. This is 90, this is 90, this is 90. So opposite sides of a rectangle are equal. So XP will become under root 3D. Okay. Alright. Now let's move on. Let's move on to this one. We have to calculate PB now. Okay. So in triangle PBM, what do we have here? PB by PM, PB by PM, this will be equal to tan of 60, and tan of 60 is under root 3 into PM. So PB here will be under root, so PB will be equal to under root 3 into PM. What is the distance of PM here? 2D. So PB will be equal to 2 under root 3D. 2 under root, we know that this distance is 2D. Okay, so now if we add up, therefore AB will be equal to AX plus XP plus PB. Okay, let's calculate this here. AX will be how much? AX, as we have calculated, it is D by under root 3. How much is XP? xp is, where is this gone, xp is under root 3d plus pb is how much, 2 under root 3d. So we will have here under root 3d plus under root 3 into under root 3, so that will be 3d plus 2 under root 3 into d, so 3 into 3 will be 3, 3 2s are 6d. So this is going to be 10d by under root 3. So this is the distance of A to B. Okay, so the man travels a distance, of 10d by under root 3 to see the point image of the object. See, this is basically the image. This here which you see is the image of the object that is getting formed. So long as the man is traveling from here to here, he will be able to see this image. That will be the solution to the problem. Okay. Okay, so in this problem what we have here is that there are two inclined mirrors. One is MM1 and the other one is MM2. Okay, there are two inclined mirrors. These mirrors are inclined at an angle of 150 degree. So obviously this is 75 and this is 75. This MOP is basically perpendicular along this line, and somebody is walking along this line. Okay, a person is basically walking along this line. So you have to basically find out the distance along which this person walking along the line will be able to see two distinct images of the object. Obviously one will be after reflection from the surface. So let's say, to avoid confusion here, we will make this as the mirror surface. Okay, all right. So let's handle one mirror at a time and let's make a clone of it. So what we'll do is, let's say we will select this and clone this out here and shift it here. Okay, so we will handle one at a time. So first we will take this mirror MM2. So if you have a ray of light like this is the ray of light which is basically incident on this mirror, let's say we will draw a perpendicular here. So we draw a perpendicular here. If we happen to draw a perpendicular here on this surface, okay, so obviously this will make an angle of how much? We know that this is 75 and this perpendicular is making an angle of 90 degree. So obviously this angle will be 90 minus 75, that will give us 15 degrees. Okay, so now this basically moves here. This is the ray of light which is striking here. So let's say we call this also, this will also be 15 degrees. Okay, so let's say we take this as point B dash, okay. So now in this triangle P B dash, let's keep some space for the calculation on that part, so we'll take it from here. So let's say P B dash, this is P B dash upon PM is equal to tan of 30 degrees. So PB dash upon PM, so there PB dash will be equal to PM tan 30, so that will mean D upon under root 3. So this portion is D upon under root 3. Okay, now let's come to this surface. where the reflection is taking place from this surface. Okay, so here if you look, the image will be formed, the image of this point object will be formed at somewhere here. So if I happen to draw the image, it will be formed somewhere here. Let me just check. So how will the image be formed? Let's say from this point object O, there is a ray of light, which basically falls here like this, and it gets reflected obviously. Okay, we will draw a normal here, we will draw a normal here, we will draw a normal here, and let's say we are not aware of this angle, so let's say we will keep this as phi. Okay, so accordingly there will be a reflection that will be produced here, there will be a reflection that will be produced here, emerging somewhere here. Okay, so this will also be, let's say, this will also be, let's say, phi. If I extend this, behind, if I extend this behind, and if I happen to extend this behind as well, so it will meet up at some point, let's say I. This is going to meet up at some point I. So this is one image I1. Let's say we'll talk about the reflection here. Now we'll keep this as center. Okay, keep this as center, and we will talk about, just as we have done it here, we will now do it here as well. So this is the mirror, and okay, so here again we will take this mirror as, so from this point we are considering now M to be a part of M dash. Okay, so in the same way, if I draw a perpendicular here, if I happen to draw a perpendicular here, after reflection, so this will be obviously making an angle of 15 degrees, or rather we will have a perpendicular not drawn this way. So what is it that is happening here? So this time what is happening is, we will not draw this perpendicular, let's say, okay, so we will take this point here, and let's say here is an incident ray on this one, just as it is happened here, there is an incident ray on this one. So after reflection, if I draw a normal here, let's say the normal is here, the normal is drawn on this surface, so obviously this angle is going to be the angle of incidence phi, and we will have, this angle is basically the angle of incidence phi, and this will be reflected somewhere here, okay, and we have angle phi here. So if I happen to extend this beyond, let me be a little more precise here. So I have extended this beyond. Okay, now let's look at this one. Just as we have made an angle here, so we will make so this is the incident ray. Now I will make a perpendicular here. So it's the same way as we have done this. Now we are taking so if I make a perpendicular here, on this surface M-2, we are making a perpendicular here. So obviously, so this same point M, we have drawn a perpendicular here, taking M1 and M1 and M as the surface. Now we are making a perpendicular here, taking M and M2 M2 as the surface. So here obviously this angle is going to be 15 degrees. If this angle is 15 degrees, see this is 75 and obviously this is 90, so 90 minus 75, that will give you 15. So we will have a ray which emerges like this, incident ray. So it will be somewhere here, or rather after reflection this will go somewhere here. Okay, shall I put this a little down here? Let me stretch it to a little down here, otherwise it is, let me put it a little down here so that the points can actually meet. So we have here this line which is going up, this line which is going up here. Okay, so if I happen to extend this now, if I happen to extend and actually this is not looking as 15 degrees, so let's be a little precise about things here. Oh. Yes, now it seems to be a little more 15 degrees. Okay, so it is meeting somewhere here, and we have, let's say, a ray of light coming here. We have extended this, so we have extended this. So this basically forms the I2 part. This forms the I2 part. So this was I1 and this was I2. The person walking here can actually see two distinct images, one at I1 and one at I2. That's how the reflections will appear here. Okay, so now in this triangle, if we consider this, the same thing here as we did for PB dash, now we are going to do it for PA dash. Okay, so PA dash by PM, PA dash by PM, this is going to be again tan of 30 degrees. So again PA dash will be equal to PM tan of 30 degrees, which will be how much? Which will be PM is basically D tan 30, so that will be D by under root 3. So PA dash is this much. Okay, so we are going to see the image along what? Image along A dash B dash. So the person who is walking along AB will be able to see the image, two distinct images, A dash and here it is B dash. So A dash B dash will obviously be equal to PA dash plus PB dash. Okay, so this will be D by under root 3 plus D by under root 3, that's going to be 2D by under root 3. So this is the required length in which the person will be able to see two distinct images of the point object. Okay, so in this problem what we have here is, there is a mirror, there is an incident ray, obviously this is the reflected ray, obviously this one is the reflected ray. So by what angle the mirror should be rotated so that the reflected ray becomes normal to the mirror, So it's very easy. See, let's say if I happen to rotate this mirror by a certain angle and we are not aware what is the angle. So let's say we rotate this mirror by a certain angle. And let's say with the horizontal direction, it is making an angle of, let's say x. Let's say x is the angle. So this is the new position of the mirror now. Incident ray, and this is the normal. So let's say if we happen to draw at the point of incidence, if I happen to draw at the point of incidence just a rough line out here, so this will still be making an angle of what? Theta with the horizontal, right? Theta means 30 degrees. With the horizontal it is still making an angle of theta, but now the angle of incidence will change. How is it going to change? So we will have a normal passing like this, okay, and let's say this will be the new reflected ray now. Okay, and this has to be normal. To the surface of the mirror. This will be I am so sorry here. So it is written in such a way that it is normal to the surface of the mirror. So now the angle is, yes, this will be 90. Okay, so the reflected ray becomes normal. Now reflected ray becomes normal. Okay, so if I happen to see this is 30, this is 30, so how much will this be? This is 90. We know that this particular angle is 90, so obviously this will be 60, this will be 60. See, this is 30, so this will be 60, so the angle of reflection in the new case will also be 60. Okay, so if I happen to draw this here, if I happen to extend this, if I happen to extend this normal here, if I happen to extend this normal here, let me be a little more precise. If I happen to extend this here, so what will be this angle? This angle obviously is 90 degrees. Okay, and see, this is the angle. Okay, so obviously what will be the value of this angle? So this is 30, this is 60, and this is 60. If I happen to draw this here, this is 60. If I happen to extend this here, so out of this normal, look at this, out of this normal, what will be the value of this angle? Obviously the value of this angle will be 30. The value of this angle is going to be 30. So by how much have we rotated this? 90. And what will be the value of this angle? This angle will be how much? See, this is the angle that it is making. The value of this angle 90. So this obviously will be 30. This obviously will be 30. See, what is the total reflection? See, when a mirror is rotated by an angle theta, the reflected ray rotates by an angle 2 theta. The reflected ray rotates by an angle 2 theta. So how much has the reflected ray rotated by? See, in this case, look at this angle of reflection. This was 30. Now what is the angle of reflection? It is 60. So here that value of 2 theta is 60. So the value of theta will be 30 degrees. So this is basically 30 degrees. So therefore the mirror has been rotated. The mirror has been rotated by an angle of 30 degrees. The mirror has been rotated by an angle of 30 degrees. Okay, so this explains how we will get and solve this problem.